and welcome back. For those of you who do attend our office hours pretty regularly, if you were wondering where we were last month, our office hours was hosted by our own CEO, Suhail Faruqi, with special guest Zach Lind from Ithaca City School District, where they introduced our new IT ticketing and asset management tool. Keep your eyes peeled for an upcoming office hours where I'm going to demo that new platform. But if you're looking to learn more and see a demo ASAP, reach out to your CSM. We'll get you started. And let me just say that being able to streamline platforms, move everything under one roof has been a total game changer. Plus, since you're current Let's Talk users, you get a great price for bundling. So stay tuned for a demo. Reach out to your CSM to learn more. In case you've never attended these office hours and you're like, who is this lady? My name is Sharon and I'm a Senior Client Success Manager here at K-12 Insight, as well as your monthly office hours host. With me in the chat, I have Olivia Fussman, our Senior Marketing Manager. I'm still getting used to saying that. If you've been here before and you're like, wait a second, I thought she was Olivia Adams. You're right. She got married last September. So congrats, Olivia, and thanks for coming back with us and being in the chat with us today. So as questions come in, pop them in there. Olivia will take care of you. She can interrupt me and say, hey, Sharon, hold on, we got a question. So today we're going to be diving into how you can unlock even more value from Let's Talk, not just as a tool for engagement, but as a strategic platform for improving service, efficiency, and results across your district. We're going to understand the importance of Let's Talk and kind of work it with the current school climate. We're going to walk through the following key areas together. We're going to look at how Pasco County schools use Let's Talk to achieve a 168% ROI. We're going to look at their data and the steps that they took to achieve that. We're going to explore some leading research from Rice University and what it tells us about the link between customer service, enrollment, and district performance. Spoiler alert, it's important. And during this conversation, we're going to see why customer service is more than a support function. It's going to be your best defense in challenging political and financial times. Lastly, how can you use these tools already in your hands to showcase Let's Talk value to your cabinet and to your board? Loving everybody that's coming in. Hello, everyone. So let's first take a closer look at what happened in Pasco County, Florida. So this is a district that serves over 85,000 students, and they were able to turn Let's Talk into a cost savings efficiency driving engine. So they didn't just estimate impact. They took a scientific third-party backed approach to measure this ROI. They partnered with the ROI Institute and use a structured ROI methodology that's trusted across industries. That means that what I'm going to be sharing with you isn't just anecdotal. These weren't things that were found by our team. They were used by an audited and rigorous third party that uses this specialized research every day. So here's what they did. They looked at how much time staff was spending responding to repeat calls and emails about the same issue, and how often those issues got bounced around between departments. Before Let's Talk, they estimated that a typical inquiry, like a transportation issue, might generate 6 separate calls or emails before it was actually resolved. And I know we can all think of issues or times where we've seen a parent reach out from everyone. They start at the teacher level, they take it up to the superintendent, they take it to the board. They've had a few stops along the way. They've posted on social media. So again, they had 6 separate calls or emails or interactions. Then after implementing Let's Talk, that dropped to 1. Because they had their controlled, unified inbox. They measured that time difference across job roles. So they looked at principals, secretaries, directors, and they used each role's per minute salary cost to calculate a true labor value. This was paired with actual Let's Talk usage data. So our total dialogues, response times, customer feedback scores, resolution trends, etc. And then they compared that total cost before and after Let's Talk. So before Let's Talk, the estimated cost to handle about 10,000 single topic inquiries was a little over $464,000. It's a lot of money. After Let's Talk, even with the platform implementation, the training that went into this, the daily labor costs associated with using it, that cost dropped to $276,000. That's a 41% reduction in cost. So when you do the math, which I'm not going to ask you to do fast math, we did it for you. That's a benefit cost ratio of 1.68 to 1, meaning that for every dollar spent on Let's Talk, they saved $1.68. So when you actually calculate that into savings or people, they saved over $188,000, or on average about 2.6 teacher salaries. We're going to get into the importance of a teacher relationship in a second, but that's a lot of money. and a lot of relationships and values that were brought to our students. But here's the equally important part. Beyond the cost savings and the number talk, they also gained faster response times because the customer wasn't being bounced around. Streamline workflows because everything was being captured in one place. That centralized inbox, no more trying to track down a forwarded email only for the final recipient to have to go back to the original sender to gather more info. And a high customer satisfaction. So they tracked that customer experience score, or as we call that CX score, and they had 8.4 out of 10. And this was based on actual data that we were gathering with those feedback forms from families and staff. So Pasco didn't just prove that Let's Talk helps manage communication, they proved it's a smart investment. They made a financial case and they built internal support by showing how it aligned to broader goals. And I think that's a smart model that we can all learn from. I'm going to be sending out a packet with our webinar recap tomorrow where you can really dive into this. You can see all this and look through it yourselves, and you can see exactly how they did it. But let's pivot from district data to national research and what it tells us about how customer service directly impacts the district's future. So in a recent study that Rice University did with the University of Texas at San Antonio, they researched over 10,500 parents from K through 12 schools. And then they also conducted interviews with more than 200 school district stakeholders. So that's your superintendents, your principals, your teachers, your families. And the main takeaway is that public school enrollment will continue to decline until districts become genuinely customer focused. We're not just talking about marketing or branding here. We're talking about the daily interactions that families have with your schools. How are their questions answered? How quickly is staff responding? Are they feeling listened to and respected? We love this quote here at K-12 Insight from Maya Angelou because it summarizes the best part of customer service. People are going to love you or they're going to leave you based off of how they're feeling after interactions with your team. And these days, parents have more choices than ever with choosing how they want to educate their children. If you're feeling like your district is struggling with how to respond or handle these inquiries, reach out to your CSM. We do offer customer service training that can be part of your PD days. Districts who have done it have seen an overall improvement in their customer service scores, so ask for help. Don't feel like you need to be building this from scratch. Now, this research actually used actual performance data with it. So they looked at the standardized test scores and the state rankings to go ahead and validate what they had heard from the parents. And they found that districts with a clear customer focus, meaning that they put families first, not politics or bureaucracy, had stronger parent satisfaction and also better academic outcomes. So they identified these 5 key drivers for perceived value from a parent's perspective. So they said that teachers who are attentive to students' education. So with Pasco's savings, again, that money could have been turned into teachers in the classroom. They had high academic and learning standards. If you uphold high standards of service, that's going to trickle down into high standards across all levels. They had transparent communication from the district. In a time when we are being bombarded with information, we don't have time to weed through everything. Clear is kind with your communication. They created safe learning environments. If someone responds to me in a timely manner with a kind response, I'm going to assume that that's also how they're treating my child when they're inside the classroom. And last, we need leadership that engages with humility. We don't always know the answer, and we also don't need to pretend that we do. Oftentimes, a better answer is, I do not know, but let me find out for you. Or, you know what? We really messed up and missed the mark on this one. Here's our path forward. Districts that excelled in these 5 areas saw higher re-enrollment, more word-of-mouth referrals, and better test performances. But here's what's really compelling. Parents who were satisfied were 3.8 times more likely to say that their child's school was focused on academic excellence. And they were more than 3.5 times more likely to say that the US has one of the best school systems in the world. So that means that satisfied parents, they aren't just less likely to leave, they're also more likely to become champions of public education as a whole. So the question is, what can we do about this? And that's where Let's Talk is going to come in. It's going to give you that structure, that data to operationalize your customer service and bring that family first focus to life across every department. We have all fallen victim to trying to please that loudest voice in the room at some point, maybe inside your own home or maybe at work. But by using your dashboard data, you determine if this issue is something that the community is feeling as a whole, or if this is one or two individuals who are choosing to exhaust their resources and oftentimes yours with their opinions. So much like businesses that need to prioritize customer service to stay relevant, schools must prioritize the needs of their students and families to maintain your enrollment. So if we want to reverse enrollment decline and drive better outcomes, we have to treat service quality as a core educational strategy, not just an administrative function for us. But let's step back for a moment and look at the broader climate most districts are navigating right now. Most of you, if not all of you, are a district leader, so you are no stranger to seeing budget pressure, political tension, staffing challenges, declining enrollment. These are no longer one-time issues, they're becoming the new normal. And in that context, customer service isn't just helpful, it's becoming essential. So what we've seen across the country and what our research supports is that districts that prioritize service quality, make it easy for families and staff to get help, answers, and support are going to weather this storm better. Why? Because service can build trust. And trust at the end of the day is going to be your currency that you need when you go asking your community to pass a levy or a bond, when responding to crises or making difficult decisions. I know some of you are deciding, do we have to close some schools? So we want people to feel heard. They're more likely to stick with you when they do. And when they don't, when their emails go unanswered, their concerns go unacknowledged, the fallout doesn't affect just one family. It can create boardroom tensions. It can erode public support. It can derail your larger strategic goals. So how are we going to meet this? What are we going to do? Again, this is no surprise. Let's talk. Let's centralize our communication. Let's streamline responses, and let's collect that real-time feedback so you have ways to proactively manage issues before they become a larger problem. If you've ever met Danny Clemens, our superintendent in residence, he calls this, quote unquote, the space where people feel heard. Let's make Let's Talk that space. Those spaces don't have to be warm and fuzzy. They need to be strategic. They're going to reduce friction, lower the volume in public meetings, and strengthen your relationship with communities. Let's control kind of the chaos. So Let's Talk also arms you with data. And that's important when you're under the microscope, because let's be honest, data doesn't lie. You can show response times. You have your CX scores. You have your trending topics. It's going to give you credibility and accountability. So you can go from this district that's feeling reactive of, we don't have a plan, we're putting out fires left and right, we're just sending out communication willy-nilly, maybe it's not relevant, maybe it is, to then being this district that you're gathering all information to one location. You're diving into your data to make sound decisions. You're sending out communication where a parent is reading it and feeling like, oh my gosh, are they talking directly to me? Or not just taking action to get those one or two people to be kind of quieted. You're offering a customer-centric service, which we have learned is what will make your district stand out. And let's not forget the economics, because at the end of the day, money talks. We saw this in Pasco. Exceptional service isn't just a nice to have, it's a cost saver. Again, they cut inquiry-related costs by 41% and proved that 1.68 to 1 benefit cost ratio. So even when budgets get tight, great service is paying for itself, and it helps defend against cuts. So when the climate gets tough, we're currently in this, financially, socially, politically, customer service becomes one of your most valuable assets. It's going to protect your brand, your people, your priorities, and your future. So let's talk about how to actually communicate this value, how to help your cabinet or board or other stakeholders see Let's Talk not just as a helpful tool, but as a strategic investment that's going to pay off. So we have 5 strategies that we've seen work really well in districts across the country. First, translate that data into outcomes. Let's Talk gives you access to powerful metrics. We all know this. Hopefully we've all looked at our dashboard sometime in the last month. We know the number of dialogues, our average response time, our customer satisfaction score, that CX score. What are these trending topics that are coming through? But the real magic happens when you translate those numbers into outcomes. So we resolved 2,000 dialogues this quarter with an average response time of under 24 hours. Last quarter, it took us 27 hours. That's fantastic. Or we reduced call volume for our front office by 30% just by turning on the chatbot. That kind of data is easy for leadership to understand and support, especially when paired. Excuse me, one second. Oh, on such a roll, I'm losing my voice, especially when paired with labor or time saving. Right. Second, use your dashboard. Even if your superintendent or board isn't logging into Let's Talk Daily, you can still surface these key insights through a quarterly executive summary. So I want you to include these metrics that you're already looking at. Your response times, your CX scores, your common themes. What areas have you shown improvement from your last time you shared this? When you present these in board updates or cabinet meetings, it elevates the platform from a support tool to a source of strategic insight. And third, tell the story. Pair this data with specific human-centered wins. So take something of a family was confused about enrollment. They got help in one day, not 6. That's incredible. Or our IT team recently launched a custom form. And because of that form, we were able to solve issues automatically through a custom workflow that we had set up. Our team doesn't even need to answer these. This is such a common question. Let the platform do the work for you. If you attended our January office hours, you learned how to fill out this executive summary template that you're seeing on screen. In my email recap tomorrow, I'm going to share out the recording from January as well as the template. So you have it, and you can use it to be sharing your district data in an organized and easy to digest way. So fourth, align your board priorities and your strategic. Whether your board is focused on enrollment, safety, community engagement, all of the above, there's ways to show how Let's Talks can support that goal. Use the research we're talking about today to frame the importance of customer focus in these contexts. I have many districts that are starting to build customer service into their strategic plans. I have some that are even building Let's Talk into their strategic plans because you have true, actionable data at your fingertips. And if you're in the process of getting ready to build a new strategic plan and you need some help, you're like, I don't know where to start. Reach out to your CSM. We do have a managed research team with our sister company that can help. And finally, create internal champions. You're not meant to do this alone. Bring in IT, bring in communications, bring in HR, bring in school site leaders. Show them how Let's Talk helps them streamline their work. When these folks see the value, they become your advocates, and adoption starts to spread organically. And use your CSM. We can help with presentations. We can come and do the presentations. Lean on your village. These 5 strategies can help you create a shared understanding of the platform's strategic role and build that long-term internal support for sustaining and also expanding it. So let's wrap up with the big picture. If there's one thing that I hope you leave with today, it's this. Customer service is not just an operational task. It's a strategic lever. It's how we're going to build trust. It's how we're going to improve outcomes and create loyalty, especially in these uncertain times. And when we've seen districts across the country, is that when leaders elevate service, when they treat communication like a core function, not a side project, they get the results that last. So after we hang up today and you go back to your district and you're sitting in your office, I encourage you, dive into your Let's Talk data. Identify a few success stories that you could go ahead and share at your next cabinet meeting, and start integrating these metrics into your strategic reports and board updates. And remember, you don't have to do this all at once. Even a few small changes can start to shift how people view customer service. Don't have the chatbot launched? Add it. This is a small piece that made big impact at districts. Also, you don't have to do this. All of you have a dedicated CSM. Maybe it's me, Misha, Lucy, Richard, Adrian. Use us to help you strategize and make your plans for expansion. Ask for help digesting your dashboard. Have us connect you with our implementation team. They can expand and help build all this for you. We are part of a team, and when you succeed, we succeed. So use us. But most importantly, I hope that you're able to gather the importance of customer service and how it's no longer something that you're going to associate with restaurants or Nordstrom or Chick-fil-A. It's something that does affect your district, and it's becoming more and more important every day. The great news is no one on this call is starting from square one. You're all already making an impact by using Let's Talk. So let's fine tune what you have going on so we can truly make you and your district shine. So a little bit quicker of an office hours for us today, and I appreciate you all bearing with me as I'm losing my voice. But as we wrap up, let's announce next month's topic. I can't believe we're already here. This is blowing my mind, but we're going to talk summer cleanup. So for those of you who are ending school end of next month, early middle June, let's get after it. We're going to be diving into our system settings with refreshers on what you should be updating every year to keep your account from getting junked up. Talk through some of the features and integrations that can be easily launched over the summer. And we're also going to give you that nice month-by-month plan so you can chip away and not be scrambling come early August to get everything in order. If you attended last year, this will be a nice refresher. If you weren't able to join us last year, definitely make sure you prioritize this one. It's going to help save you that headache at the end of year. As always, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to attend this and spend time with us. I know how valuable your time is, and choosing to allocate part of it really means a lot to us. So as always, please reach out if you need anything. Our virtual doors are always, always open. And thank you everyone for bearing with me and my voice. Next month will be better. We'll see you all then.